Good morning, ladies. Hi and welcome. Now, I'm just going live on Facebook, so just give me 1 second. It's going to hook through. Morning, Bianca.
Morning.
Hey, Eula. Hi, Michelle. And we are now live on Facebook as well. So good morning, everybody, and welcome to this special training service, community need sessions around looking at what's going on in the world right now. And this juggle with parenting, running a business, schooling has never been more real. So I'm so excited to have this conversation with you today and to bring in our expert life coach who specializes in children and adults to help kind of bring a little bit of calm to some of us who are maybe having a bit of freakouts around the massive disruption. And, you know, we send our kids to school for a reason, one, for an education, but two, we are, you know, we want them out of our hair. So there's a lot of fun posts that are coming up at the moment online, and there's also a bit of craziness as well. So good morning, Bianca. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you guys going?
I'm great. Now, we're on Facebook and we're also in on Zoom. So if you have the link and you're joining us on Zoom, that's great. You can use the chat box and ask us questions as we go along. And also on Facebook, you can also use, I'm just going to make sure that I can see the questions that are coming up on Facebook, so you can ask us there as well. So Bianca, I mean, I've been looking at this obviously from two different perspectives, one as a business owner and one as a mum. Life has really changed this week for me. I have two children, as most people know, so Toby and Stella. So Toby is 8, so he's in grade 3. Stella's in kindy. And I run my business 100% from home. I have a transition completely online with everything that's happening in the world. You know, Daniel's now working from home as well. And now we've got homeschooling to add on to it. I did see a post the other day which kind of gave me a little bit of hope. Maybe it was last week, from a principal saying, you know, not to stress out homeschooling, and to, you know, whether it's really up to you. This is emergency kind of care. But in reality, now that we're in it and getting the school plans that are coming through, you know, the teachers have done a lot of work to help us through this process. We're setting up, you know, what they could be doing or should be doing every day. So now that I'm in it, it's a little bit different than what I was thinking before. And I've got my mum chat groups, and, you know, there's some crazy videos of what they're doing. There's one, Nada, hello Nada. She's lined her kids are all working, and when they don't work, she shoots a gun at them, like a Nerf gun thing at them.
Yeah. Look, it is very challenging. Sorry, go.
You go. I was saying, I think bringing some humour in is quite good to calm down the stress levels. What's your
absolute? Look, absolutely. These are very trying and challenging times for a lot of people, and you know, the schools are there to give us a guideline. This is what they would like us to do. If you're going to be too rigid in wanting to control it, like step by step, and beating yourself up if it doesn't go according to plan, like you're doing no one favors. You know, the stress will be coming out of you. The kids will be feeling the stress. Everyone feels the stress. So, you know, you need to be persistent and you need to be consistent with what they need to do, because kids thrive better under structure and routine, as we know. But this is a new routine for them. Like, think about kids the first week at school. You know, they play up. It's kind of like all still fun and games, not really settled in, and then they get settled in. But, you know, be persistent, be consistent, but have flexibility with it. Like, if there's something that you guys don't understand, like, you know what, get back to it. Like, just pass that class for the day and then get back to the teacher and go, I don't understand this. And it's actually okay to say that, or reach out to one of the other mums and just see what they say.
Yeah, I agree. I've got some tips that I want to share with you that we're doing, and I've tried to kind of share them, like feed them through the group over the week. But one of the things that was really good, and it kind of comes from my education background and running all of my sessions, is we set clear expectations at the beginning of every day around actually what we're going to do, and how it's like an agreement. So we wrote it out together on day one, and on one side we had agreement, and we all came up with what we were going to do, and it was great because even Stella, who's 5, she came up with some really great things about being respectful and being a learner. So she actually brought the school values into that agreement. And we said, like, what does that look like? And we spoke about that One person talks at a time and we talk calmly. So even, they'll say, don't yell at each other and don't do this and don't do that. And so what I did, okay, well, what would we do? And we wrote down the positive statement of what we would do in the agreement, as opposed to don't do this, don't yell at each other, don't fight. So we did that. And on the other side, then we listed out the tasks that they each needed to do. And they're very different because they're at different stages of schooling. But it was great to kind of put that on. And we added in, creative time, like free play in the playroom, playing outside. They can have chill out time on the TV after 3. So it wasn't like structured. It's just they could do it in any order what they wanted to do, but they had to go and pick from that list. So that was quite good. And then we all signed it. Yeah. And then at the beginning of every day, we've kind of gone over it again just to help to reset. Because like you said, they are used to so much structure. Like when Stella first started kindy, I can't remember that far away from Toby, but when Stella first started kindy, it was full on. Like apparently at school, she was amazing, but then she'd come home massive meltdowns because it is so structured for her. So that was something that we've done. I know a lot of our gorgeous members have taken that idea and then done it as well. So what have you got any other little tips to share? Here's one. Hello, Stella. You want to say hello to everybody?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Bianca. So this is normal life now for me.
Yeah.
I was having a business chat last night with our lawyer, and she's got her 2 kids in the background, and because all the courts are closed down, and she's like, this is just crazy for her because working from home was never really an option. Whereas now what is actually exciting, look, there's Yola. What is actually really exciting is that businesses are now running really fast to be able to create the flexibility that we've wanted for so long as women, to be able to create the technology and the support so we can work from home. Like all of a sudden, the world is now scrambling to make sure that we can do this. So this is now just normal. So I was just saying to her, this is normal, embrace it, and everyone else is doing it. And, oh, great, good job, high five. All right, off you go. Say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So I've got a puppy on my lap. All right. Bye. Go.
Look, what you were saying before with, about the agreement, that's something I do teach a lot of mums and I wrote a blog about it probably about a year or so ago. It's about setting boundaries. And with those boundaries, it's really important that, exactly as you did, Sophie, like everyone needs to contribute to it and there needs to be a signature. What you could also do, but again, with some flexibility as they get used to it, there could be like, if you wanted, because you don't obviously have to do this, but like some rewards or some consequences if they didn't follow the boundaries or the rules. But it also has to be for you guys. So if you agree that you're going to play with them at 3 o'clock and suddenly you're not available at 3 o'clock and you're not playing, like that's not okay either. So, if we expect them to follow the agreements, there has to be things on there as to what they want from you guys as well.
That's so important. I think that because it's so easy to just go, oh, I've just got one more meeting. I've just got one more meeting. And then we're expecting them to do what they have to do. And this always happens to me. Does anyone else do this? Where you go, can you guys just tidy your room, right? Come on, go tidy your room, get everything off the floor. I don't even care about making the beds. That's fine. But everything has to be off the floor and your clothes have to be put away and the wardrobe doors closed. And then I turn around, walk into my own room and I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Exactly.
My room is not tidy. It's the last place in the house that ever gets tidy because no one else goes up there but me and Daniel. So
yeah, exactly.
I think it's that same thing. It's like do as I do. So I think, how can we role model that behavior a bit better? You nailed that.
Yeah. The other thing I'd say is that, I know a lot of mums are the main nurturer and carers for their children, but as our husbands or partners start coming home and are working from home as well, I want you to, and the kids are also now homeschooling, or those who are, but they'll be happening very soon, is that you're not in this alone. So just because your husband might be normally at work from 9 to 5, and he's like, his mindset might be, well, you take care of the kids, I'm going to go do my 9 to 5. The reality is that your kids are at school during the mornings, and you get that space between 9 till 3:30. So you also have your downtime. So it's really important that not only is there a schedule for your kids, but there's a schedule for you and your partner so that this is a joint thing that you're doing together. Yes, you might need to check in with it every day to see who's got meetings where, but you know, a lot of women where I'm speaking to, they haven't even thought about really asking their husbands to step in if they go, oh, but I take care of the kids. Yes, you do, but not between those. It's not for the full day. And so, you know,
freakouts or flip outs. I actually said this to Daniel. I was like, seriously, your life never bloody changes. I said, not since like we had kids or, you know, anything. Like my life has completely changed. It's so different to what it was 5 years ago. To make it work for our family, and also I wanted to, but to make it work for how we wanted to run our family. And I said, this homeschooling thing, this is on both of us. He goes, well, I've got meetings. I said, so have I.
Yeah.
I said, you're doing tomorrow. Like we have to share the load. And I think as women, we tend to just take it ourselves. Like it's, come on, old, let's go. And then we're the ones that end up exhausted. But you're right. It's not our sole responsibility. If you have a partner there with you, it is 50-50 on them. And it's about coming up with a way that you can tag team. So if you do the morning, I'll do the afternoon. And depending on the age of the kids, some need a lot more monitoring and others don't. So every family is obviously different, and, you know, we're kind of generalizing here. But I'd love to hear, we've got heaps of people on Facebook as well. Ladies, hello. I'd love to hear from you. Like, what are some of the challenges that you're having? What are some of the ideas? I mean, I think Nat Buchanan is on here. I saw she did something similar to the agreement that I actually saw from her and then copied it and then created my own. She did something with her kids, which was really great. And I've seen, you know, them just playing with chalk outside and the beautiful pictures that they're creating. So share with us in the comments or ask us your questions around maybe what's going on for you, maybe what we're causing a little bit of pressure or stress, or you're stuck with something, and ask Bianca and I. So what else, Bianca? Any other little tips?
Look, the other thing a couple of other things I was going to share with you is that, you know, kids are used to being around friends, especially when they're at school. So, you know, like we are sitting live at the moment on a Zoom, set up little chat sessions for them to have with their friends during the week as well. That is such a great way for them to feel connected. I know we try to keep kids off screen, but this is a totally different type of screen. This is like interactive. It's not them following a little dot or a little funny man across the screen and playing a game. You know, it's important for them to stay connected with their friends. So, you know, in those school day schedules, like create a time and work out with some mums where, you know, the friends can have a quick chat, like during their school break or something. Like it's really important for them not to feel completely isolated. Not completely isolated. We're still doing these conversations. We're still connecting with people. So let them have that as well.
That's good. I think I have to definitely do that. Beck says that, oh my God, my now ex-husband's day didn't change a bit. Yes, well, maybe that's why he's the ex. So I actually didn't think about that. That's a really, really good topic. I think because we get so focused on what we have to do and just getting them through the list. And allowing them to connect with their friends, by video is a great idea. One of the other things that we were doing is like, what I was doing is like, okay, in the morning, I got them started at school early because it's like have breakfast and then and get them up the same way that they would going to school. So it was just the same normal, still get dressed, still brush your teeth, have breakfast, and then start the day. So it allows them to stay in that level of little bit of routine because it's not school holidays. And then whatever their morning activity was, I'd spend that time with them to help them set up. And then once they're kind of all right, then I would go to work down in the office. And then kind of whatever happened next happens. And I'm not getting myself worked up about like, if they don't do everything that they're supposed to do on that day. And, you know, as I just said to them, you just can't watch TV or play the Nintendo until after 3. So you can go in the playroom, whatever, and, you know, they built a fort and they've got all their teddies and lined them all up and made this, you know, thing. And, you know, that is actually really important for them. That creative play is so important for them and their mind. They do that at school. So there was a one pager that came home with the school from New South Wales government, I think. And on the back, it had all of these ideas on things that you could do. And they're not expecting that kids are, you know, like doing maths and science and English like all day and like it's full on. they're expecting them to be out, you know, just living.
Being kids.
Being kids, not annoying their parents. I hadn't thought about the reward thing, but yesterday the cleaners come and I'm like, all right, I'll take the kids out. And so we went to one of the state forests just to have a little walk. And we took little Macy for a little walk, our little puppy. If you haven't seen, we got a puppy on Sunday.
Cute.
Isn't she adorable? Yeah. So we took our first little walk through the forest, didn't we, Nate? Hey?
She doesn't even look real.
I know she doesn't. And then Toby said to me today, because Mum, if we get our work done today, he goes, can we go to another forest?
Yeah.
So, and it was actually really nice. So there is, I know we're kind of, you know, we've got that initial shock, like a shock wave of, oh shit, like I've got to run a business here and I've got stuff I've got to do, and it can be like, what's happening to me? But I'm also now starting to see the amazing beauty in this too, where, you know, like yesterday we walked around a forest together. I can't remember the last time we did that.
Yeah.
Because on the weekends, it's always sport, and then there's a birthday party, and then there's shopping and groceries, and we've got to do the washing, and then it's Monday.
Yeah.
Whereas that kind of pressure is gone.
I know.
Like weekends are now completely open to what we want to do.
Exactly. You know, I always say there's a silver lining in everything, and so you just got to look for it because it's absolutely there.
So it's so nice to hear. He's like, Mum, can we go do that again today? Like another place.
Beautiful. And
he was like, remember that one place we went to? And I'm like, no, I can't remember. But they remember those things. So, you know, how can we schedule out some time in our day to just go do that stuff and switch the phone off? And I was talking with Daniel the other night, and I just said to him, I literally looked at him on the couch, and I was like, I feel like for the last few weeks, we've just been in the to-do list mode. You know, you get so caught up in I've got to do. And I said, I don't think we've actually stopped and connected for ages. He's like, you know, and I said, and I'm also at that point again, you know, when you get re-addicted to your phones, where it's always there. And so even if you are just chilling out and watching TV, if an ad comes on, you like pick it up.
Yeah. Right?
And then like it's that constant, like there's a gap in my day. Okay, well, let's see what's got like that constant thing. And he said, yeah, I'm doing that too.
Yeah, you just got to stop. Look, a couple of other tips I'd give is, you know, with food, I had one mum saying that, you know, to me that her child now just thinks because he's working from home, also he's schooling from home, he can now just eat the whole time. So, you know, in her schedule, she's also given him when he's allowed to eat. She said, but, you know, it's so funny, like, you know, 10 o'clock comes and he's knocking on the door and he's going, Mum, where's my food? It's a break time now, I'm allowed food. So make sure that you also put those boundaries around the food, because we know as soon as they leave school, they go, I'm hungry. And it's a constant thing. They just want food the whole time. And it's not that they're hungry. It's just, okay, sure, sometimes they're hungry, but a lot of the time it's just a habit. So schedule your food in. And, you know, I follow Big Life Journal. I've been subscribing to them for years, and they've got incredible things. You can, if you are looking for your kids to do something for more mindful, they do have journals you can purchase. But what I'll do is in this, when we finish this live, I'll post a little thing in the comments, is they have this beautiful resource sheet, which they've said, please share. And it's about in this lockdown, and it's basically things that kids can do from like the age of 3, 4, all the way up to teens by themselves and also with their siblings. So it's a whole list of ideas, and then there's links to other resources that you can go to. So it's a great entertainment sheet, or, you know, if there's want to do something different, highly recommend that. And think about how you can bring mindfulness into your day. Like it could be like, you know, this week we're going to focus on random acts of kindness. And so I want you to think about little things that you can do during the day or during this week that just shows someone that you care. Just, it could be like, smile at someone, they could ask to call the grandparents on Skype or Zoom or something like, or FaceTime them. It could be asking Mum if I can help her with dinner, or cleaning my bedroom without asking. So give them some ideas, but, you know, for them it will become like a little challenge as well. It's like, oh, what can I do? And then maybe the following week it could be like, how can we be more respectful? Now, respect is kindness and manners, but it's like little things that we can do to show that we're more respectful, not only to others, but to ourselves too. And so think about those little things that you can start introducing. or where you can get them more involved with it, with what you're doing. Because remember, they don't have their friends to play with anymore. They've got each other. And if you're a single parent, sorry, if you've got a single child, that they're really just going to be reliant on you. So, you know, like as a kid, I used to love sitting in the kitchen on the kitchen counter and talking to my mum while she cooked dinner. And she'd give me like little easy things to do. But instead of saying, you know, go get out of the kitchen, or she did that with the rest of the family, I was the only one allowed in. But
we know who the favourite child is. It's okay. We get it.
Yeah, okay. I hope my sister doesn't listen to this. But no, like that was our quality time. And, you know, today I'm a person that loves cooking because of that time I had with my mum. And so, you know, we don't realize the ripple effect of just spending and doing little things. Like fathers might, you know, do something with the sons or the daughters in the garden, or teach them to build something in the shed. Like it doesn't matter what it is, but get them off that screen. They need their parents to play with them right now, because, you know, they've got their siblings, but if you don't have siblings, like who are you going to play with? And that playing time is so important. And it doesn't have to be, if you have to get down and play a puzzle with them, or, you know, play with teddy bears, so what? Do it. Be a child again. Be playful.
What about if you have, I'm just going to read out Annette's question in 1 second. So what about if, I'm just thinking about some of the chats going on in my mom groups. What about if you have some kids who are just really pushing your buttons and they're just not doing what they're supposed to do, and every time you leave them alone, they come back and they're doing something else, and besides grounding them, which no one's going to go anywhere anyway. So is there any kind of ideas you can have around how they could deal with that situation?
I would have a conversation with them and find out what's going on. Generally, when kids play up, they are fearful. And that's just the reality. So, you know, have that conversation with them about what's going on. Like, you know, I all the kids I coach, conversation I start with them now, I always do sweets and sours. There's something that's great, something that hasn't been great since I last spoke to them. But then I bring up coronavirus with them. Like, I'm not going to pretend it's not happening. And I have a conversation, so how you're feeling. But what I am noticing is that a lot of parents are talking to their kids like that, and that's great. But then they get on the phone with their friends, they're speaking to their partners, and all they do is talk about coronavirus, and they think the kids are out of earshot. Guess what? They are hearing you, and they may not be able to hear the words, but they can pick up your tonality. They can hear the fear through the tonality. They can hear the fear through your energy. You know, they feel it. And so it's not just about what you're saying to them face to face, but be careful about, you know, we think they're out of earshot. No way. I promise you, kids are like radars, that they have selective hearing, and they are picking up on what they want to hear. And they do want to know what's going on. So please be really, really mindful. Those kids that are playing up, I'd say there's probably fear going on. They are pushing the boundaries because it's all different. And I would suggest with those mums that maybe put them in the room with you. You know, you work and they work, and sit there like a teacher would in the classroom with them for a period of time, and let them also, and maybe also put that reward thing in, that, you know, like as you said, Sophie, you know, if you finish these activities and you do it without playing up, then what we can do is we'll go for a walk out in nature, or we'll go, you know, we'll do something. You know, obviously you've got lots of kids, you're going to have to break it down because the number of people being able to go out in public is getting smaller. But even if you went with your husband, you could break up in 2 groups and just, you know, walk a little bit apart from each other. But if they're playing up, there's something bigger going on, and you have to get to the bottom of it. Yes, go on. I love it, Michelle.
Yeah, you just froze then, Bianca, but Michelle just said, go on a bear hunt. I love it. So Annette has a really big question for you, Bianca. So Annette has 5 kids on homeschooling, including a year 11, plus she's in an essential service. So she's still going to work, as is her hubby. So lots of the duties of supervision are falling on their 16-year-old.
So what's her question? That's a statement.
Maybe it's a statement. Maybe any tips?
Yeah, no, I get that. Look, it
was a statement, actually, not a question.
Yeah. No, that's okay. I'll talk to that. Like that is absolutely tough, you know, and it is an unfortunate situation. But what I would do is be checking in with the 16-year-old, because unfortunately it is what it is. It will be falling onto her shoulders right now. But, you know, the young people, don't know how old they are, but you know, what can they do to pull their weight to help out? Like, it's really important that, you know, where you can assign tasks so that the 16-year-old doesn't start feeling responsible for everyone. It's really important that they check in with that 16-year-old and let her know that, you know, just do the best that you can. You've got to study as well. You know, I look at that and go, wow, they're actually quite fortunate that they have someone that is a little bit older that can help out there at the moment, because, you know, they are in essential services, which is great that they're still able to work. And there is no easy answer to this, but they need to nurture that 16-year-old more so than everyone else. Give tasks and responsibilities to the younger kids where can. It could be small things, but, you know, and again, you know, just check in. Like, there's no easy answer to that one, unfortunately. But as I said, like, I go, wow, you're lucky that you actually do have someone that can can help out. But talk to her. And if that 16-year-old needs extra support, if, you know, if there's any way someone can check in with her more during the day, let her have that, give that to her. It could be grandparents calling in during the day, friends calling in during the day saying, how are you going? What can we do? So it's important that she gets those check-ins during the day too.
Yeah, I love that. And then I've also just tagged Jean Yates. So Jean Yates is actually one of my clients, but Jean,
yes,
her business is all about helping kids that are in year 11 and 12 getting ready for exams. So she has an online course, which is amazing. She also does some private support. She also goes into schools and runs big sessions, but clearly that's not happening right now. So I've tagged her, so potentially she might be able to help you with making sure that your 16-year-old is still, you know, staying on track and getting what she needs or he needs.
Yeah, Jean's amazing.
Yeah, she is amazing. So any kind of wrapping up points from you, Bianca, that you would love to share with us? You've given us so much gold. I can't even say thank you enough.
Look, I'm just going to wrap up what I said is, like, you know, be persistent and consistent with flexibility. You know, a bamboo isn't rigid. A bamboo actually sways in the wind. And if we're rigid, the system is going to break. Okay, so you have to bend with it. Also, make sure you laugh. Like they say, laughter is the best medicine. It truly is in these times. Like, you know, laugh if you can. Laugh with your kids. Remember, they are kids. They also need connection with others. So, you know, I can just say, like, there is nothing else I can think of at the moment. Just everything I've said, please just instill it. And you know what? If you muck up, who cares? Like, who cares? You know what I mean? There's no teacher out there grading you, and the teachers are giving you a structure, but it doesn't mean that you have to follow it bullet point. Like, you know, we all add our own flavor, as you said, Sophie. Like, you know, the tasks are there, but you let them pick and choose as long as it gets done. Be kind to yourself. Ask for help from your partner, and remember, you're human too.
Absolutely. I'll just finish on one thing that I became quite enlightened on last night, was that just remember that some people don't have kids. Now, I know for some of you, like, lucky them. Some people are by themselves through this whole isolation. So yes, I know that it's messing up our day. It's given us higher anxiety levels. But there are a lot of our friends and family out there who are actually isolating alone. Now, for some of you, that may sound like heaven, but for most of us, it's not. So make sure you reach out to your friends and your family who are isolating alone and check in with them and make sure that they're okay too. So thank you so much, Bianca. As always, you're amazing. So Bianca is from Be Your Truth Now. Be Your Truth.
No, now.
No, now.
Just be your truth.
Just be your truth. Bianca is one of my personal coaches that I've worked with for years. She's also a leader in our Northern Beaches community and our networking group. All of our mastermind students get sessions with Bianca because she's phenomenal, and their lives and my life is forever changed every time we have a session with her. So if anyone is really kind of feeling like they need a little bit more support, or their children need a little bit more support, because we all deal with this differently. Whilst we've given some really great strategies and tips and showing like what I'm actually doing, keep looking down at the dog on my lap, you know, everyone's life is different, and we're not, you know, everyone's situation is different. Like, you know, Annette's is very different to mine. So if you need that extra level of help, please do reach out. Bianca is amazing, and this is what she does. And virtual is exactly how we run sessions. So thank you again, Bianca. Ladies, if you have any more questions, you can drop them in the comments in the replay, and have a fabulous week. And we'll all see you on the next week, where we're all feeling a lot calmer.
If I quickly may, for those of you who are interested, I've created a group which is called Keeping Calm in the Midst of COVID-19. And what I'm doing in that group is just posting mindset strategies for both parents and kids. So, you know, if you're sick and tired of the doom and gloom, join the group. It's just keeping it, you know, as I said, there's a couple of videos, a couple of strategies. Sometimes it's a little funny video, but, you know, let's not focus on the negative. Let's just focus a little bit more on the positives. And thank you so much, Sophie. I really appreciate being able to come on here and support everyone. Yes, I'll put the name in the group.
Yeah, you drop the link in the Facebook group. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Remember, it's Friday, which actually means nothing to us anymore because every day is the same, just with the kids are doing school or not. Oh, last thing, what we're doing is we're getting bikes. So Daniel and I are picking up bikes today so we can go out riding with the kids. So you can still go out and exercise once a day, I think was the rules. But yeah, you know, and then now we're able to do that together, whereas we never looked at getting bikes before this. So that's another look at pivoting. What can you do, not what can't you do. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks again, Bianca.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.